You don't bring in listeners anymore, Marcus. WMPS radio station's general manager Gerald Whitman leaned back in his chair, looking with a cold expression. Marcus Kane was in shock. What? I'm this station's most popular DJ. For 12 years. 12 years is a long time, Gerald said. People want something new. You're outdated. Marcus walked out of the office crying. But Gerald Whitman didn't know that in 48 hours, Elvis Presley would walk into his office. And every word Gerald said would be shoved back down his throat. July 15th, 1975. Memphis, Tennessee. Marcus Kane was WMPS Radio's morning show host. He went on air every morning at 6 a.m. His voice was Memphis's alarm clock. 200,000 people listened to him. Truck drivers, nurses, factory workers, housewives. Marcus's voice was their morning. He was 36 years old, married, father of 2. He had a wife named Linda and an 8-year-old son, Tommy. They lived in a modest house, but they were happy. Marcus loved his job. Every morning when he sat at the microphone, he felt like he was talking to thousands of people. He played them songs, told stories, made them laugh. But Gerald Whitman, the station's new general manager, had different ideas. He'd been appointed 3 months ago and wanted to change everything. He called it modernization. Young DJs, new music format, less talking, more commercials. And Marcus, according to him, was old-fashioned. That Tuesday morning, Marcus did his last broadcast. He didn't know it was his last. He worked normally. He played Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love. He took a few calls, chatted with listeners. He laughed, made jokes. When the broadcast ended, his assistant Jenny came to him. Marcus, Mr. Whitman wants to see you. Marcus wasn't surprised. Gerald often criticized him. Put in more commercials, talk less, play more new songs. But this time was different. Gerald's face was like stone. Sit down, Marcus. Marcus sat. I'm firing you, Gerald said directly. You'll get your final paycheck. Today's your last day. Marcus froze. What? Why? Listener numbers are dropping. You can't adapt to changes. We need someone younger, more dynamic. Listener numbers aren't dropping, Marcus said, his voice rising. The morning show is the most popular. It's not up for discussion, Gerald said. My decision is final. Pack your things and leave. Marcus stood up. His hands were shaking. I've worked here for 12 years. 12 years I came here every morning. And you're telling me to leave? Yes, Gerald said. Leave. Marcus went home that day and told his wife everything. Linda hugged him. Everything will be okay, she said. You'll find another job. But Marcus was devastated. Radio was his life. He'd been doing the same thing every morning for 12 years. And now it was over. The next morning, Marcus woke up at 5:30 a.m. out of habit. Normally it was time to get ready for work. But he had nowhere to go. He just lay in bed and stared at the ceiling. Linda went to the kitchen and turned on the radio. WMPS. But Marcus's voice wasn't there. Instead, there was a young man. His name was Brad or something. His voice was wrong, cold, soulless. Linda turned off the radio. At 9 a.m., the phone started ringing. It was listeners. They knew Marcus's number because he'd given it out on air for years. Marcus, why aren't you on the air? Marcus, where are you? Marcus, please come back. Hundreds of calls came. Emails came. Hundreds of complaints reached the station too. People wanted Marcus, but Gerald Whitman didn't care. They'll get used to it, he told his assistant. In a week they'll forget. Elvis Presley woke up that morning at Graceland, his usual routine, coffee, newspaper, radio. He turned on WMPS to listen to Marcus Kane. But Marcus's voice wasn't there. Elvis frowned. He turned up the radio volume. There was a different DJ. Young, energetic, but wrong. Elvis called his assistant Joe Esposito. "Joe, where's Marcus? He's not on the air today." Joe shrugged. "I don't know, Elvis. Maybe he's sick." But Elvis was bothered. Marcus had been there every morning for years. He'd never been absent. Elvis turned on the radio tomorrow, too. Marcus still wasn't there. The third day wasn't there either. "Joe," Elvis said, "call the radio station. What happened to Marcus Kane?" Joe called WMPS. The receptionist answered. "Mr. Kane no longer works here." "What?" Joe said. "Why?" "He was fired." Joe hung up and told Elvis. Elvis's face hardened. "He was fired. Marcus Kane was fired." "Yes." Elvis stood up. "Take me there." "Where?" "To WMPS. Now." At 2 p.m. a black Cadillac parked in front of WMPS radio station. Elvis got out. He was wearing sunglasses, but it was impossible not to recognize him. He walked into reception. The young woman almost fainted. Elvis Presley." "I want to see Gerald Whitman," Elvis said, his voice calm but determined. I... One moment." The woman ran to Gerald's office. "Mr. Whitman? Elvis Presley is here. He wants to see you." Gerald was shocked. "Elvis Presley? He came here. Why?" "I don't know, but he's standing in the middle of the lobby." Gerald straightened up, put on his jacket, and went to the lobby. Elvis was waiting there. Employees had gathered around him, everyone in shock. "Mr. Presley," Gerald said, trying to smile. "This is an honor. What can I do for you?" "Let's talk in your office," Elvis said. The two went into the office. The door closed. Everyone outside waited curiously. Elvis got straight to the point. "Why did you fire Marcus Kane?" Gerald was surprised. "Marcus Kane? His performance wasn't adequate. It was a business decision." "That's a lie," Elvis said. "Marcus is the best DJ in this city. For 12 years he's been giving people hope every morning. And you fired him because you say he's outdated." Gerald tensed. "I respect that, but this station's decision..." "This is the station's biggest mistake," Elvis said. "And I came to fix it." "What do you mean?" Elvis leaned forward. "You're going to rehire Marcus Kane, immediately. And I'm going to be a guest on his show tomorrow morning. Live on air, for free. But only if Marcus is hosting." Gerald's mouth fell open. You'll go on live air? For free?" "Yes, but only if Marcus is hosting." Gerald thought. Elvis Presley on live air. This was an incredible opportunity. Commercials, listener numbers, prestige. "Okay," Gerald said. "I'll call Marcus back." "Call him now," Elvis said. "In front of me." Gerald picked up the phone and dialed Marcus's number. Elvis stood across from him waiting. The phone rang. Marcus answered. "Hello?" "Marcus, this is Gerald Whitman." Silence. "Marcus, I made a mistake. I want you back. Can you start work tomorrow morning?" Marcus was shocked. "What? You want me back?" "Yes. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Your own show. But you fired me. You said I was outdated." "I was wrong. Come back, Marcus. Please." Marcus was still suspicious. "Why did you change your mind?" Gerald looked at Elvis. Elvis nodded. "Because someone reminded me of your value." "Who?" "You'll find out tomorrow. Just come." 6 a.m. Marcus hung up. Linda was standing next to him. "What happened?" "I don't know," Marcus said. "But I think I got my job back." The next morning, when Marcus arrived at WMPS, everything was different. Reception was crowded. Cameras, journalists, people. Everyone was excited. "What's going on?" Marcus asked Jenny. Jenny smiled. "We have a special guest today." "Who?" "Elvis Presley." Marcus froze. "What?" "Elvis Presley is going to be a guest on your show. Live on air. In 10 minutes. Marcus's heart started beating rapidly. Elvis Presley. On his show. Why? When he entered the studio, Elvis was sitting there, wearing headphones, smiling. "Hello, Marcus," Elvis said, extending his hand. Marcus shook his hand. He was still in shock. "Mr. Presley, is this real?" "It's real," Elvis said, "and today we're going to make some music together." The broadcast started. Marcus leaned into the microphone. His voice was trembling but strong. "Good morning, Memphis. This is WMPS, and I'm Marcus Kane. Today I have a very special guest. Here for you. Here for me. Elvis Presley." The city stopped. Factories, offices, homes. Everyone turned on their radios. 200,000 listeners became 500,000, then 800,000. All of Memphis was listening. Elvis and Marcus talked for an hour. About music, about Memphis, about life. Elvis sang. Marcus told stories. They both laughed. And the most important part came near the end of the broadcast. "Marcus," Elvis said, live on air, "I've been listening to you for 12 years. Every morning. You're my coffee. You're my reason to wake up. And the day they fired you, I felt like I lost something. Memphis lost something. Because you're not just a DJ. You're part of a family. And families don't abandon each other." Marcus's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, Elvis." "No," Elvis said. "Thank you. People like you make this world better." After the broadcast ended, Gerald came to the studio. He was ashamed. Elvis looked at him, said nothing, just looked. "Marcus," Gerald said, "I apologize. I was wrong. You're the heart of this station, and I couldn't see it." Marcus nodded. "I accept, but on one condition." "What is it?" "Never fire someone again just because they're outdated. People aren't machines. They have value." Gerald bowed his head. "I promise." After that day, WMPS's listener numbers doubled. Marcus Kane became Memphis's most beloved DJ. But more importantly, his story spread. Other radio stations heard. Elvis came to a station for a DJ. Newspapers wrote about it. TV channels showed it. And something else happened. Gerald Whitman changed. He started treating his employees better. "People first," he said. "Profit second." Marcus worked at WMPS for years. He retired in 1995. But he never forgot that morning's broadcast. After Elvis died in 1977, Marcus received a letter. It came from Graceland, in Elvis's handwriting. "Dear Marcus, I'm writing this letter because I want you to know. You are my hero. You do something every day that most people don't. You listen to people. You value them. You make them feel important. This is more powerful than my songs, because you touch people's lives. Every morning, every day. Never forget this. I'm proud of you. Elvis." Marcus had that letter framed. He hung it on his studio wall and looked at it every morning. In 2010, the Nashville Radio Museum exhibited Elvis and Marcus's story. The recording from that morning's broadcast, Elvis's letter, photographs. Marcus came to the museum at age 75. He toured the exhibit, his eyes filled with tears. A journalist asked him, "Mr. Kane, what did Elvis teach you?" Marcus smiled. "He taught me this. Power doesn't give you the right to crush others. Power gives you the responsibility to lift others up. Elvis had power, but he used it to elevate me, and that's the greatest thing a person can do." Marcus Kane died in 2018. His funeral was in Memphis. Thousands of people came. Radio DJs, listeners, families. And at the end of the funeral, someone brought a radio and played that morning's broadcast. Elvis's voice came from the studio, Marcus's laughter, the song they sang together, and everyone cried. But they were happy tears, because this story wasn't just a story about being fired and coming back. This was a story about one man seeing another man's value, using power not for arrogance, but for good. Elvis Presley didn't save Marcus Kane that day. Marcus was already strong. Elvis just showed him to the world. And that was enough. If this story of power and solidarity moved you, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Share this video with someone who wants to be valued at their job. Tell us in the comments who supported you in your work. And don't forget to turn on notifications, because more amazing true stories are coming.